Hello everyone, so today's video is all about creating a drop down list. Okay, first of all you see the output over here. I am simply add over here any kind of college. Suppose I am adding the college and also select the course, the drop down list over here. Just I click over the Python and then simply add it. After that after I add this portion, you can see the output as a table format and the ID will be increment like 1 2 3 and you can see the output over here. Okay, this is the output portion. So this code is behind that, so you can see the code over here. So first of all I am creating a config.php file under the config folder. So here I am writing a database. Basically this database is creating under my MySQL admin panel, but here I am just write it because of your understanding. So first of all this is a query, okay, database query. So first of all I write over here create database. The database I want to create a database. The database name is inner join. Then I use it. Then I am creating a table called users. Under that I am creating two rows. Okay, one is ID, the second one is course name. ID will be in format and course name will be varchar format. So ID is auto increment and primary key. So you can say what is the primary key. So you can ask me, right? So the primary key basically a column that uniquely identifies each rows in a table. Okay, so it cannot contain a null value. Always it contain values, not null values. Okay, and each table have only one primary key, because if I add multiple primary key it will be not work, because ID is primary. Because suppose you have been a school and your roll number is unique to others, or your ID is unique to others, not any of them have same ID. Because if suppose in your name, suppose your name is Swanti Ghosh and another one name is also Swanti Ghosh, but how do we find out over those masses or over those students? So we have to give them a unique ID. So that's why I am using primary key, and each table have only one primary key. Okay, and a column that uniquely identify each row in a table. So then I'm creating another table called college. Under that I'm over here writing a column called ID, and another one is college name. So you can see this is also the ID is also in format and auto increment primary key, and this primary key is basically a SQL key. Okay, so the college name also have the varchar and it not null. You have to fill those things. The main part is here I'm remember one thing: whenever you create a table or creating something, you use the foreign key concept. Okay, so here I'm using course ID, which is int. Means the course ID will be int, and foreign key course ID, because the column will be the course ID and it written as a foreign key reference to the courses ID. Means this table ID. Suppose this is a table, right? So this have three columns: name ID, one is college name, and another one is course ID. So this course ID is written as a foreign key. The foreign key, you can ask me what is the foreign key. The foreign key is basically a column that refers to the primary key of another table. Okay, so foreign key basically a column, means the course ID column. This reference to the other table primary key, means this table primary key is ID, it reference to here. Okay, so this is the foreign. And one thing you need to be remember that suppose means this ID is must to be matched, okay, or must to be valid. Means if this course ID and course ID and this course table ID must to be matched and must to be valid, and all of those I am written in the MySQL admin panel. Under that I am written all of those concepts. After that I am insert into code under the course table the course name, which is the value will be PHP, Java and Python. Okay, so this is the full format, and those are must be written under the SQL query, or you can say under the my PHP my admin panel. Okay, so yes, I'm comment all of those things because those are not required in this section. Those are required on my admin panel. You can see over here I am creating a database called inner join. Under that I am creating two tables, one is colleges and other one is courses. You can see the structure here, the structure ID, college name and course ID. This is written as a foreign key, and this is the courses, the ID and the course name. Okay, so we have to write all of this in my this query portion. So you can see over here I am also I am adding a namespace called config. I am using namespace because to avoid multiple same type of classes name or all of that. Suppose you think it's like that, if you have Swanti Ghosh, another one a member which is also, or her name is also Swanti Ghosh, so we have to give them a nickname to understand that who she is. Okay, so here just I am writing the video and video exception. These two are predefined, or you can say I can say built-in class, and then I'm creating a class called database. Under that I'm just creating a variable. This all are not normal variable. So those variable is basically present on the stack memory and the local host, or you can say the my local host means my computer or my browser. So it basically the local browser, it basically under the heap memory. So you can read about all of those part as well as. So my database name is inner join and my username is root. You know what is root. I am already covered all of those things in my previous video. Then empty password. Then I am creating a public $con. Okay, so public function connection, which under that I am just writing over here this connection will be null. First of all, I want to declare the connection will be null. Then I am simply putting all of those in this con variable. Okay, then I am using try and catch. So you can ask me what is try or what is catch. I already discussed it about my previous video. So first of all, try is like if we had any error, any kind of error, try smoothly not give it any error, it smoothly pass on the catch section and display it. So you can see over here I am using $this con. Then under that this means the current object or the current variable we can say, and then under that I am just write over here new PDO, which is the object. Okay, so this is not the normal object. This basically under the heap memory, and this is the stack memory. Okay, so new PDO. So under the PDO, this PDO is under the PDO class. Okay, under this PDO I simply add the $this host means this one means my local host, and $this DB name means this one means my DB name, and I am set cat set UTF-8 MB4, which is also I was discussed with you in my previous video. You can check it. Okay, then I am just connecting, or I am just using this username and also this password. Okay, after that if it had any error, it simply pass on the catch portion. So $con, it is a, I can say, predefined or built-in method. The method name is set attribute. It's basically function to find error or error related things. So under that I'm just simply writing the PDO ATTR or error mode. So error mode, which is basically you seen it over here. It's tell the changes of error mode settings. If any kind of error is found over here, then it shows, not shows, it's just identify, and then error mode exception. It also shows that or thrown those exception error or those things with the exception portion. PDO exception, which I also discussed about my previous video, it is also a part of exception class. So under that I am holding a variable called $E. So yes, then if I found any kind of error, I simply print on this over here using get message. This get message is also a predefined method under the PDO exception. Then all of that I will be returned through this. So this is the my config.php portion. So after that you can see my classes, which are important, also important here. I'm also using the namespace I use PDO and all of this. So then I am writing a class name will be always caps. So yes college, under that just I just take it a variable called private con, then a table, the colleges means my database table you can see, and then other table or course table called courses. Okay, then under that I'm just simply writing a public function constructor called PDO DB. It means it automatically, when the object is created, then it automatically connect all of those things. So this is the connect with the DB, right? And the DB will be, you can see over here, the DB hold the database, and this database will be automatically connect. Wait a second, yes, here. Okay, it means all of those things are connected. Then I am creating another method called public function get course. So this is the get course method. Under that I am just writing $this con query, means I am writing the query select star from this course table, means I am just want to all of those things which are the present of the course table portion, then simply return it with the fetch all. So in my previous video I guess I am discussing about what is a, so I can say the fetch all basically loaded all rows at once into $rows, or you can say the whole array of rows. Okay, and only if I talked about fetch, then it only fetch or returns only one row. Okay, so this is the difference between fetch all or fetch. Fetch means the it returns only one row, and the fetch all means is nothing. It's nothing rather than it's return like entire shelf or entire array. So then I'm creating a public function called add. So under that I want to add the name of the college and the course ID. So I give it here a variable called $name and another variable called $ID. So you can see I'm writing a query and also prepare. Okay, one thing I want to say, prepare and bind param basically prevent SQL injection. You can check it through the via internet or my previous video. So under that prepare, I'm just inserting the table and the column names and the values. So I'm basically buying those parameters. Just I am basically write those value as a parameters that will be prevent my SQL injection. Then I'm buying those parameter or buying those value under the parameter called $name, and it means this one, and course ID means this one. Then simply execute it. Then okay, this is the add of the college names. You can see over here the add portion. Okay, the college names one by one I can add. Okay, then I'm just here is another method called public function get connection with course. It means it connect with the course, because this is the college list and college table over here. So I have to connect the course table with the college table. So you can see I write foreign keys in my SQL section when this was created, and in this case I am using the join portion because I want to join, basically check the values. Okay, compare those values, and the foreign key when I declare basically creating when I want to create the table. So you can see over here I'm just selecting the this table ID, means this table means which table, the college table ID, then the college table name, and the course table course name, which is a previously compared with the ID. You can see over here, wait a minute, you can see over here I just take it a reference as a ID because ID is unique, but I want to college name, right? I am not want to college ID to display, so I just simply write over here the college name, then from form the table, means my college table, and inner join I want to inner join. You have to write There are many kind of join, so like inner join, then you can say the left join, right join, cross join, self join, and much more things. So here I am discussing about the inner join portion. So what is the inner join? Inner join means nothing. We have two tables. Suppose we have two tables. One is the college table, one is the courses table. So it will only return the matching rows. Suppose if it all about matching, right? If my course ID, which is under the college table, is matched to the ID of course table, then it will be returning the values. Otherwise, it will be not returning anything. Okay. You can see over here, it returning with the values Java, Python, and PHP. Those all have some IDs. Like those all have some IDs when I am inserting those values under the course name. So the ID will be matched with whom? The ID will be matched with my courses ID, which is present on my what I can say, which is present on my college table or colleges table, under the colleges table. If the ID match, then it will be work. If the ID will not match, suppose my course table ID is, suppose my course table ID is 4. Like we have Java, Python, PHP, and much more things, but the my course ID is not match those things, so it will be not working, right? So it will be not value. So we have to check those are matching or not. So it is the inner join. Here I can say one thing. Previously I told you, you notice that this will be the reference. The ID will be the reference which is present on courses table, and the course ID is treated as a foreign key. This store the another table, which is the course, another table ID. So it already stores those ID, so it is already present. So that's why I am just comparing those are present or not. Then the inner join will be happen. It's only matching, or it's only written the matching rows. Okay, so the format will be this type, that select the table ID, then the college name, and also the course name which is present on the course table. From whom? From my table, means my colleges table, and inner join with whom? With the course table, means the courses table. Okay, and on the table, this table means my college table, under the course ID equal to the ID. It basically match all of those things. Then I am just simply query over here, and then fetch the all of this portion, because if I am not fetching all of this, then if I fetch one by one, it will be not worth it. So I'm using fetch all, return the fetch all. Okay, then I am creating another method called delete college. So it will be deleted those things with the help of condition called where. Under that I'm just finding this ID, or assign those value or ID's value. If yes, then it will be deleted. Okay, then go to the next portion, which will be index.php. So I just simply connect all of those things using the required ones. Okay, you can see over here. Then I'm just write a keyword, or write it as use, which is prefer the config, and the config is this namespace. Okay, and this is the class name, then same as the classes portion. Then I am connect with those into DB, like writing all of those, like under $DB I'm just creating a new object called database object. This will store on my, what I can say, heap memory, or this value comes, not store, this value comes under the dynamically way, and this store under the stack variable called DB. Then I just simply pass, I'm just creating another variable called $con. Then simply under that I'm just holding those variable, and also the connection will be present in, wait a minute, the connection will be present on this, the connection, basically the DB connection. Okay, so after that I am just creating another variable called $college. Under that I am creating taking a new object called college, and then I pass this variable under that, and it will be automatically connect all of those things. Then handle the add portion. So this is a PHP code, you know that. I write a condition if $server, the request method will be post, then the college name, hold the college name via post. This will present on my this portion, the form portion, same as the ID. And then I'm just having the method called add college. If this is present my college.php, because I want to add all of those things, right? So add college method, then just passing those variable with those, and the query will be work. Then if it is true, the location will be index.php, means this page. If not true, then simply exit. Then I want to fetch all those things. I am creating a variable called courses, another variable called colleges. Under that I am just having the get courses, which is present also my college.php. Under this means the fetch all portion on the drop down list, I can say. And this is the get colleges with courses, means it is having those query which is those query which are about the inner join portion. So yes, then my HTML portion is come. Oh, first of all the HTML portion is come first, then the PHP portion is come, but I'm just clearing you out the PHP portion, then I go to the HTML portion now. Okay, so this is the, I just use a simple bootstrap format, and then I'm just give it a heading called add college. Then gradually under that form I'm creating a div, you know that. So what is div and all? So under the div I just give it a placeholder name, enter college name, it is required. And the next one is the, yes, the next one is course selection. I want to select the course, so the next div will be the course selection. So here I'm just writing the option values. I'm just writing the option called select course, and then I'm just here writing a PHP for each, so that this will be rotate, or whenever I add any kind of course, this will be selected through for each. So the courses will be course, because I want to one course, not many. So then the option value will be course ID, because I have to compare, or I have to see all of those things as an ID, because ID is unique, right? So then under that option I'm just simply adding the course name, okay? Because if I'm write it over here ID, then show that will be show the ID, but I'm not here to taking ID, I'm here to taking the course name. So I'm just simply write it over here the course name. Then after that I end the for each, okay? Because this is the first loop, then if I'm selecting another course, the second loop will be work. So those things are working like that. Then I'm creating another div. Under that I'm just simply submit or add those values, and then those value are we can see those value as a table format. So we have to we ended the form over here, and we have to create a table. So here I'm heading, give it a heading called college list with course. Then just I'm creating a table. Under the table head, I'm just simply give it a color. You can change all of those things. I'm just using simple bootstrap, and then TR means a table row, and TH means the table cell. So under the first row I just write it over here ID, college name, course and action, all of this, and then close the table head. And under the table body I am just simply, okay, so you can see over here I'm writing a PHP code called with the help of for each. So also I am creating a variable I, which value is 1. Whenever the for each will run, the 1 will be increased, okay? You can see these things over here. So the for each, under the for each I'm just take it a colleges as a row, because we have to every college name as a row particular. So we have to write all of these things over here. Then the TD, the I plus plus means the ID portion. Then just the college name, I'm taking it as a college name. The first row will be the TD cell will be the college name. The second will be the course name, because I'm all those fully array I want to convert as a single row. So colleges as row, it's prefers the key value format. You can know the for each loop. So after that I'm just creating, this is the delete portion. I also told you before in my previous videos, so you can check it. Then I just completing the row over here, and then I end the for each portion. So the output will be in this format, which is I previously discussed with you. So yes, that's it for this today's video.